Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we finally finished going through this area's section of the Midnight Isles, completing the second boss. Bit of a tricky one. Needed to find the right enemy to kill in order to complete it. Now, it's time for us to finally go and speak with Nocticula. I'm gonna change things up just a little bit. I think I will keep you, but the one change I will make... Daerin isn't coming... Well, okay, first off, you. Then we'll take Woljif. Then we're going to take Ember, Lan, and Nenio. Because Ember wanted to speak with her. Only seems right. So, to the terrace. You get onto your mount. Why don't you have the... There it is. Get on your mount. There you go.
I do what I must.
Now, this is the way we must go. Go. Next. Next one. Oh! Hello, random bit of loot. Lone Wolf's Cloak. What does that do? Whenever the wearer of this cloak has no enemies or allies around in a 10-foot area, they gain a +3 bonus to damage rolls on their ranged attacks, and a +2 bonus on all saving throws. Not exactly the best. There's better. Okay. Moving to the next one. And here it is. Let's just take a look around here first. Who knows? Maybe there's some treasure we can loot. Not on this side. What about on this side, then? Couple of citizens. Oh, there's some loot. It's not worth very much, but I mean, it's something. Okay, then. A mighty demon, his chin lifted arrogantly, glances you with no hint of interest. What is this place you're guarding? After considering whether you are worthy of his attention, the demon deigns to answer. This palace is Lady Nocticula's residence, mortal. Uninvited guests are not welcome. I want to go in. Our lady ordered us not to bar your way. Thank you. Let's go in. Okay.
Follow
Succubi everywhere.
A success.
The ink on the page is still wet. The book tells of the murderous massacre committed by the Lady in Shadow among the Colossus demons of the Midnight Isles. Seems it happened quite recently. The tall shelves are stuffed with countless books and scrolls praising the Lady in Shadow's many deeds. Some tomes are old and threadbare, others are new and in mint condition. The Lady in Shadow's library is called the Vault of Graves. It contains the biography of everyone whose life Nocticula has ever taken, and her victims are innumerable. Oh, we can at least loot things here. Oh, wait, there was something else over here.
Can't hide from me.
Oh, more loot.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Thank you. Take that.
This is my kind of work.
Okay, what about the other side? Interesting. A midnight bolt?
There's something here.
An unfinished draft of a letter. Greetings, colleague. I thank you for the selection of materials that arrived along with your last letter. Unfortunately, I'm unable to procure even the simplest specialized studies at present, as Galarian's libraries are out of my reach. Oddly enough, it's currently easier for me to receive the necessary articles by contacting a like-minded individual from a different plane of reality. In our last letter, we went over the matter of resurrecting those who stepped into the murky waters of the River of Souls. Evidence shows that those who have appeared before Pharasma's judgment and learned of their fate in the afterlife do not answer calls from the world of the living. They cannot be revived by any means. But is that really true? Do you think it would be possible to revive such a person, at least in theory? On another topic, there are known cases of ascension or acquiring divine form through powers that no one to this day has taken the time to study thoroughly. There are a plethora of examples in Galarian's history, such as Aradin, who led humankind to civilization, and Iomedae, who followed her former mentor into the godly host. As I ponder these cases, I can't help but wonder, could this process be controlled? Could one create the right conditions, choose the right living material, and bring into being a creature of divine power? I'm certain that you have encountered similar phenomena in your practice, and would like to discuss this matter further. Perhaps you are still in possession of notes or drafts that could shed light. May glory be showered on your head. Your interest in the creation of demi-planes is understandable. Any individual who has reached a certain level of power seeks for themselves a safe haven, a peaceful place for study and rest. That is why I place my high hopes in your prudence. Remember that any demi-plane is but a shard of one of the true planes that typically remain under the watchful eye of the powers that be. As such, I do hope that you haven't incurred the wrath of any of the powers that hold sway over the fringe you've subjugated. As for stabilization, alas, there isn't much you can do once the fragmentation and consolidation have been completed. Nonetheless, I have no doubt that you've given enough consideration to such important matters and ensured that your creation will be safe for you and your servants. Unless, of course, you're preparing an elaborate trap. Your fellow colleague, Vadrak Tequan. A pile of sketches. The drawings depict fragments of various rituals that lead to the opening of rifts and portals. The second part of the Lexicon of Paradox. Interesting. Books written in multiple languages. The titles that can be translated are dedicated to research into the nature of souls. Also, we gained something from that. Part 1 gave us a +1 competence bonus to DC on Conjuration. Part 2 gives us a +1 competence bonus to AC against demons. Oh, and those other two gave us something. Insight bonus on Knowledge World checks, and Insight bonus on Knowledge Arcane skill checks. And a projector. As you know, my dear addressee, given the scope of the planes, time is a relative concept, and in the Abyss, it can be even more unreliable. Therefore, I do not allow myself the vain hope that my message will reach you in time. Okay. Unfortunately, I need to wait for the next one. I can't skip through these. Your final question was about the possibility of a complete awakening of the memories of a mortal life within a soul that has already passed through Pharasma's judgment. I will send you the research on all the cases of which I am aware where such an awakening took place. Despite the fact that this list is quite extensive, my conclusion is that all such recorded cases are the rarest exceptions to the rule, and with the absolute majority of souls, an occurrence such as this cannot happen. Both the wonder and the tragedy of mortality lie in the fact that there is a certain moment after which the process is final and irreversible. The essence that departs the judgment of the Lady of Graves is no longer what it was in life, and we, as scientists, must account for this in the system of knowledge we are constructing. I suppose that's all there is. Very interesting. Alright, that seems to be all there is there, so let's continue onwards. Our Lady in Shadow, the Queen of the Midnight Isles, Lady Nocticula, Demon Lord of Darkness and Lust. The tall shelves are stuffed with countless books and scrolls praising... Okay, we've already read something like that. Well, here we are.
Greetings.
A stately shadow comes toward you. In its hand, a small mirror sparkles and shimmers with an unsettling light.
Greetings, Commander.
The dredge called the Suture grins as he shifts clumsily from foot to foot in a crude attempt at a courtly bow.
Lady Arilu, allow me to express my deepest admiration of your work, and may I just ask...
Under Arilu's imperious gaze, Nenio stutters and awkwardly falls silent. What are you doing here, Arilu? And with the Suture in tow?
The Suture is my servant. I did not expect him to rush into the abyss after me, but I have allowed him to remain with me while I take care of some business. However, you asked what I am doing here. I bring answers. You have walked a long path, one where shadows constantly flicker at the edge of your vision, and questions multiply like flies above carrion. It is time for answers. At least, some of them.
Arilu lifts her mirror and you fall into its cold, shimmering depths.
Day 16, Aridus 4715. Experiment, transformation. Subject, let's skip that. Objective, to embed the essence of a Nehindrian crystal in the soul of the subject. Expected result, the essence will coalesce with the subject's soul, which will ready itself for total transformation, triggering the concomitant powers. The time has come to put my plan into action.
Ah.
You are my creation. Your power was my gift. Now you know.
Arilu stares at you, her gaze unrelenting, probing. The witch is silent for a long time. When she speaks, her voice is unreadable, betraying no emotion. Let's say I believe you. Why'd you need to do all this?
You are asking the right questions, but the time has not yet come.
Ah, such special memories. Remember the laboratory, do you? I told you back then. Go on, look around. See all the ones Lady Arilu worked on. Here with us is definitely the place for you.
The dredge grins in satisfaction. The unseen angel does not speak, but his silence seems to thunder in your ears.
Your power is of the same kind as that of Nulkineth, Jeribeth, and the other demons that you have met. The power of the Nehindrian crystal dissolved into the blood lies within your soul. I have already hinted at this to you once before, when I left the essence along with the Lexicon of Paradox in my old laboratory, and ordered the Suture to make sure the gift found its way into your hands. But there is more. Do you remember when you were taken to Canobris with a wound that would not heal? Do you remember how Terendelev apparently healed you? That was merely an illusion. The dragon was only able to temporarily dull the pain. In fact, it was I who saved you, when I came to you in the caves and implanted a crystal within you. No, saved is not the right word. Your wound is still not healed. That is why your wound weeps blood from time to time, every drop of which burns your enemies.
As if to confirm her words, blood begins to seep from the wound on your chest. Eerie flames seem to dance within the crimson drops.
is pure essence of Nahindrian crystal. My invention is far superior to the crystals used by Xanther, which were barely refined at all. It will give you new strength and help you to overcome the wound that still slumbers within your soul. Take it. Take it, and you will see that this is the very power that has lived in you since the Battle of Kenabres.
With an elegant flick of her wrist, Aurilu conjures a familiar purple crystal shimmer in the air before her.
Hey, are we doomed to? The chief shared her power with us, so does that mean we're cursed as well? How long do we have left? Say it ain't so. I'm too young to die so tragically.
Not much of a threat. Look at me. Before you know it, I'll be a decrepit heap of flesh just like so. But I still managed to keep living somehow.
That's not gonna work. You need to tell me everything first.
Very well, then. Ask your questions, and I will answer.
What is this wound in my soul? How dangerous is it?
It was my mistake. My failure. I failed to... The tale is too long to recount here. Your wound is a reflection of the world wound, in a way. It is very dangerous, even if you do not yet realize it. It is not a disease, but rather an abscess, which will one day burst and kill you. It cannot fully be healed until the world wound is healed. No doubt you have felt this affliction on several occasions. It awakens when you use your power. It makes you sense more strongly what mortals call the corruption of the Abyss. Until the world wound is healed, you will have no peace.
I see. So you followed me.
Like a witch in a fairy tale, I watched over you from birth. From before that, even. And I kept detailed notes. You were chosen and prepared for a special destiny. Aside from this, I helped you, even when you were unaware of my presence. I saved you and your unfortunate companions when you fell into the crevice in Kenabres. In the Grey Garrison, it was I who distracted Minago to allow you to approach the Wardstone. And in Dresden, I appeared under the guise of Yoniel to guide you toward the Sword of Valor. And I also left you a present in my old laboratory, and told the Suture to see that you received it. I knew that sooner or later you would find your way there. That place exerts a powerful pull.
As it turns out, you helped me thwart the plans of your masters, Baphomet and Dascari.
They are not my masters, they are a resource.
Why was that whole ploy with the lab necessary? You were ready to sacrifice your servant, the Suture, for it.
You always have to sacrifice something. I wanted you to go to the laboratory to see with your own eyes what I had been doing and what I am capable of, so it would be easier for you to accept the truth. The laboratory is the place where I prepared your ascent. And the Suture was the only one who I could trust to execute my plan and explain everything. After all, he too once experienced rebirth at my hands, and that is why I was willing to risk his life.
Look at that. I actually provoked a reaction. That's the second time your expression has changed when I've mentioned the Suture. Now I know the Architect of the World Wound is capable of feeling remorse, if only when she sends her Dredge minion on a deadly mission.
I see I am not the only one making observations and drawing conclusions. You are analyzing me. That is commendable.
Aurilu's face remains impassive, but she is silent for so long its blankness becomes almost uncanny. Tell me about Nahindrian crystals. Start from the beginning.
Nahindrian crystals are formed from the solidified blood of demon lords. Their properties are not well known, even among the inhabitants of the Abyss, and there are reasons for this. Acquiring the blood of a dead demon lord is very difficult. After a demon lord dies, their body is instantly absorbed into the Rift of Repose. Only the Lady in Shadow knows how to kill them in a way that allows her to preserve the bodies of her fellow lords and transform them into a solid state. That means that Nahindrian crystals cannot be obtained anywhere other than the Midnight Isles. Or rather, it was impossible until recently. when I managed to experimentally obtain a crystal from the blood of a still living lord. You saw the result. A dagger made from Discare's freshly shed blood, which I left for you in Canabris. As regards the use of the crystals, that is a discussion that would take time. A very long time. Someday I will finish my groundbreaking treatise on the transformation of Nahindrian crystals. Although it is unlikely I will ever publish it.
So you figured out how to use the crystals to imbue living creatures with power.
Not just any creatures. Demons. And half-demons. The soul must have a stable connection with the Abyss in order for it to receive the power of the crystal. Experiments involving tieflings and mongrels failed because the voice of the Abyss was not strong enough within them.
Valuable information. The Order will be interested to learn this.
Except I'm not a demon.
I wasn't a demon either when I started. But there are always ways to circumvent, or even to override the laws of the universe. I changed myself by knitting my soul together with the essence of the Abyss. And I changed you. Do you remember the fits of rage that began shortly after Discare's attack on Canabris? This is how the second half of your soul manifested itself. Not yet fully aware. Not yet awakened. It's a pity you did not choose to let your demonic nature take hold. The result would have been most impressive. All those arrogant crusaders, those knights with their eyes ablaze, those pious priests. They have installed at the head of their magnificent army a scion of the Abyss, the creation of the architect of the world wound, whom they so revile.
It's strange to see you here in Nocticula's palace. Who do you really serve? Discare? Baphomet?
Both. And neither. I have served both Discare and Baphomet, and not merely as the lowest in the pecking order. But I do not think you'll be surprised when I tell you that to me, both of these mighty lords are merely convenient temporary sources of power. And their time is almost at an end. But the Lady in Shadow is different. She is the preeminent ruler. Soon you will understand this for yourself.
My power is different from that of Jeribeth, Nulkaneth, and the other demons.
Yes, because I taught Xanther and the other servants of Baphomet and Discare the earliest version of this transformation ritual. I spent decades perfecting it until I obtained the power that I gave to you. Power in its most purified form, cleansed of the filth and chaos inherent within the original blood of the demon lords. Your power is as pure as thrice distilled water, but it resonates with other powerful sources of supernatural power, such as the Sword of Valor. And your power can change. You must have realized this already. You have shaped my gift into a form that you yourself have chosen. You are seeking answers, trying to understand the crux of the matter. That is good.
What I want to know is this. What do you want from me?
Patience. Before we continue, I want you to receive your power.
Very well. I will not refuse this power, but I will decide how to use it. You touch the essence, and the power, so familiar and clear, flows through you like a river. The power that courses through you is so immense the wound on your chest closes up as if it had never existed.
Now you know. You truly know.
Enough! Enough of this madness! I was blind. O Lady of Heaven, how blind I was. I saw holiness in the half-fiend's creation.
The voice of the Hand of the Inheritor thunders beside you. Aureliu does not move, seemingly unaware of his presence.
Away! Away from this festering hole! I must bring this terrible truth to Queen Galfrey, and save those who can be saved from this darkness.
The angel's voice fades and you can no longer feel his presence. He has disappeared. Oh dear.
I want to help you close the world wound.